Okay, so Leetcode practice time. So in this video, there are two goals. The first goal is to solve this problem, and then we are going to do some coding work. And the second goal is to see how we should behave in a real interview. So let's get started. Remember, the first step is always try to fully understand the problem. If there is anything unclear, please bring up the question. And also at the same time, think about the edge cases. So let's take a look at this question. So the maximum consecutive ones 3. So given an array A of 0 and 1s, and we may change up to k values from 0 to 1, and return the length of the longest subarray that contains only 1s. So let's take a look at the first example. For this one, we return 6 because we can replace those two zeros as 1s to make it the longest consecutive ones. It makes sense. And similarly, for example 2, we are going to return 10. Alright, so let's see. For the length of A, it is between 1 to 20k, and k is between 0 to a length. Alright, so all the elements within the array A are 0 or 1. So the first thing I can think about a brute force solution is we enumerate all the possibilities to replace the zeros with k1s. But that's going to be horrible regarding the runtime. So we definitely need to think about something better than that. So it remembers me for this question. I think it remembers me a sliding window approach, which we commonly use in solving the string questions. So let me explain what a sliding window is. So suppose I use some dash to represent the original input array or string. So we will have two pointers to manage a sliding window, and both pointers are moving towards the right side, so there is no backtracking. And so within the sliding window, which is actually a subarray or a sub-str substring, so we keep some statistics about something within this sliding window. So in this question, we will just keep track of the number of the zeros within the sliding window. So because the question is ask us to replace at most k zeros into ones, so we can allow at most k zeros within the sliding window. So this sliding and the sliding window actually is to try to when we try to extend the sliding window, we try to make it as large as possible, and at the same time satisfy the condition we set up for moving the two pointers that manages the sliding window. So let's take an example. Let's say for this example, so let's take this as an example. So we have the left pointer and the right pointer. So first of all, we try when we encounter the ones, we just can keep just moving the right pointer. So when the right pointer is here, we have three zeros within the sliding window. So that's the time we actually need to remove at least 1 0 from the sliding window. And the way we do it is by moving the left pointer towards the right side. And when the left pointer is here, we have successfully removed 1 0 from the sliding window, and now we have 2 zeros within the sliding window, which is okay. And at this time, we keep moving our right pointer, keep extending to the right side to include as many ones as we can. And when it is at the end, we see that there are 3 zeros again, so we need to move our left pointer to exclude 1 0. So now when we move our left pointer here, it is valid again. We could just simply replace this 0 and this 0 into the ones to make it consecutive ones. So overall, the runtime is going to be relevant because both the left pointer and right pointer are moving towards the right side. So we are going to do, I would say, two paths. two paths, like we visit each number at most twice within this iteration. So when I say linear, it is linear to the length of the input array. So let's get started and do some coding work on this approach. So first of all, I need to define the max length. So the max length is, or maybe max consecutive, or just the max consecutive ones as equal to 0. And then we need to keep track of the num ones, num zeros, or make it num ones as equal to k. So this num ones means how many ones we could still use to replace the zeros. And then you need to have a left pointer set as 0, and you're going to iterate through the input array. So we have the right pointer starting at 0, right pointer is smaller than a.length, and the plus plus right. So if the a right is equal to a 0, then we need to do minus the num ones, because currently we have used a 1 to replace with a 0. And well, the num ones is smaller than -1, we need to keep moving our left pointer. So if a left is equal to a 0, if it is equal to 0, then we can safely say that we have removed 1 0 from the slide window. So we have one more 1 to be used to replace with the zeros. So plus it, and then plus left. Okay. And at the end, we should say, at the end of each round of within the for loop, we should say max consecutive ones as equal to max consecutive right minus left plus 1, which is the length of the sliding window. So finally, we will just return the max consecutive ones. So let's take a look. Every time when we encounter the 1, we just don't need to do anything. Otherwise, if it is a 0, we have used the a 1 to replace with a 0, and if we use the more than k ones to replace with a 0, then we need to exclude at least 1 0 from the input array. So if during the time we move our left pointer towards the right side, if we encounter a 0, then we just plus the num ones. Alright, so I think things look good. Since we have already explained how the sliding window is going to work at these lines, I'm just going to save the sanity check here. I'll just use this platform to do our checking. Alright, so it's the wrong answer. Let's see, 310. So we are outputting a 10, so which doesn't make sense at all. So let's see why we are outputting a 10. So okay, so first of all, we have input string like this, the input array like this. Yeah, so we have this as the left pointer, this is the right pointer, this is the max consecutive ones as 0, and then the num ones as equal to 2. Alright, so if right is equal to So first of all, right is not equal to 0, so we are going to update the max consecutive ones as 1, and we keep moving. Now it's 2, and then we keep moving. Now it's 3, and after here we minus the num1s, so now it's equal to 1, and then we set this as 4, then again this is 0, this is 5, and again we move right pointer to here, and we say that okay, num ones is equal to a -1. So now it's time for us to move our left pointer. So if a left, so first, so when left is here, we are going to plus the num1s, and then move our left pointer here. Okay, so currently num1s is equal to 0. Okay, and then we are okay to, so currently the string is equal to 2, and then we safely move the right pointer to the right by 1. And similarly, when it's here, it's going to be 1, 2, so it's 6 currently. So I don't really see why we are outputting a 10 here. So max consecutive as 0. Now okay, left is equal to 0, right? Is okay. If the current number pointing to the right pointer is equal to 0, then we minus the num1s. Okay, so while the num1s is smaller, it should be smaller than 0. It's not smaller than -1. So that's a typo actually. Yeah, so after we fix typo, everything works. Yeah, so everything should work. So regarding the test case setup, I would say a test case like example 2 would be great, because in this case we can spread the ones around, spread the replacement around the input array, so that we can have like better test coverage. But overall, I think from the coding side, example 1 is good because all the branches are covered as well. But I would say from visual perspective, I think example 2 is a better test case. But either one, I think if you in the interview you use either example 1 or example 2 to test your code, it should be okay. So that's it for this coding interview or this coding question. So if you have any question about this solution or about this coding puzzle, please leave some comments below. And if you feel this pretty helpful, please give me a thumb up and help subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.